Well, welcome everybody on rugby.com.au and of course the Oceania YouTube live stream as well. We're here at Bond University for the start of the Oceania Under-20s tournament. And with us is Tournament Director Wayne Schuster. How are you, Wayne?
Not too bad, not too bad. Thank you, Gareth.
Well, the tournament's been running for 3 years now. What does it mean to the Oceania region to have something like this keep going?
It's a key tournament pathway for Oceania. The Oceania region member unions. It's an opportunity for age to build an age grade under-20 teams through a robust competition program. It bodes well for the preparation for the New Zealand Australian under-20s for the World Championship under-20s, and also provides an opportunity for the Pacific teams to build their performances as well, to play some regular Tier 1 fixtures against New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah, very good. And a lot goes into organising the tournament. Of course, a couple of extra teams this year. We only had Australia and New Zealand last year. How hard has it been to get this up and running?
Oh, indeed, yeah, you have some challenges as expected along the way, but it's always a pleasure to have these teams all come together. Exciting also to have the Pacific teams come back into this competition, and yeah, 4 teams is perhaps, not an easy task, but one we thoroughly enjoy, I guess, nonetheless.
Well, it's a tournament that's played in the spirit of the game. What is your advice to the teams out there in order to play and get the most out of the tournament?
Oh, look, there's a lot at stake, of course, with the championship, under-20s championship, and New Zealanders, Australians are looking to fare well for. The Samoans also travelling to the championship. They've got a lot to gain from it. Fiji going to the under-20s trophy, yes, and I mean the competition therefore is important for all teams, but it's important also for these teams to enjoy the experience. I think the element of enjoyment has to be retained in these competitions, especially at this age grade.
Was a great initiative that Oceania's got going, and thank you very much for talking to us today. Wayne, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure covering for rugby.com.au here at Bond University. We had the chance earlier on to talk to a couple of the New Zealand and Fijian players coming up in the very first match. Well, Craig, defending champions, bit of expectation here for the Oceania tournament. The players coming out onto the field as we speak, and with me in the commentary box I've got the GM of High Performance for the Blues, Tony Hanks. How are you, Tony?
Yeah, very well. Enjoying the nice weather.
Yeah, certainly is nice weather. It's a little bit chilly, and as we saw in the pre-record then, I've got no hair and I'm absolutely freezing here on the Gold Coast. We're live at Bond University for the Oceania Under-20s tournament. This is the first match, and we've got New Zealand taking on the Fiji side, and it's going to be a pretty epic encounter to start off the tournament, Tony.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Fiji actually toured New Zealand with the secondary schools side last year, and they were really impressive actually. Very physical and typical Fijian flair.
Yes, certainly was. And New Zealand with a host of stars throughout the side. As we see now, the national anthems being played out. Well, that was quite a rendition here, and the crowd's upstanding for the Fijian national anthem as we go now to New Zealand. Well, that is the national anthem of the New Zealand under-20 side, of course, New Zealand. And the sides, they both looked pretty pumped. And we're going to be in for something special here with the haka playing out too, I believe, Tony.
It's great. They've certainly got right into the spirit of it.
So we go through the teams here quickly.
Yeah, look, the New Zealand team have got in the starting team 3 players that were actually part of the team last year and went to the World Cup, with Dalton Papali, Luke Jacobson, the captain. Watch out for him, his ball carry and offload, and also Auburn Ledger, who can play. He's playing 12 today. Can also play across the back line. Was
very good last year, very slick in the back line for the New Zealand under-20 side, and there's some big names out there for Fiji. So it was some big up-and-coming names for Fiji. Sorry, Kavu up front. He is a man mountain. And, of course, you've got to look out for the number 9, Matu Walu. He is an absolute freak from the breakdown.
Yeah, and just looking at them, they're not giving up much away in size. And a few of those guys did feature in that Fiji secondary schools team. And, like I said, they were really impressive, very physical.
There we go. Now we see the New Zealand side ready for the haka. And the crowd is upstanding. Well, look at that. The crowd is in for something special here for this Oceania under-20s tournament. Kicking off with Fiji taking on New Zealand, and that counter, I guess, tribal dance there by Mainava Nua, the captain, led by him. I tell you what, they are not taking a backward step here, Tony.
No, I think the challenge was received and the challenge was given by both sides. And really proud moment, I know, there for Tamati Tua, who's from the far north. And great to see a Northern player representing New Zealand today.
As we go now to the kickoff here, making some final adjustments. Of course, New Zealand will be receiving this kickoff. Fiji playing in the white here today. And of course, New Zealand in the traditional all-black colours. It'll be their number 10, Batitu, to do the honours here at Bond University. As the sun sets, the two sides face off against each other. Time on is blown, and it is showtime here at Bond University as they go up for the kick and taken in the end by Turigavola. Does well getting up, but it's going to be called a little knock on early on, and I tell you what, both coaches won't mind this, a set piece in the first minute here, Tony.
No, that's right. And look, both teams have probably had limited build-ups. You know, it's their first actual hit-out in anger against another opposition. So, you know, important to try out some combinations for the first time.
Well, the front row of Fiji, I'd hate to be putting them up at Bond University, because I tell you what, that tuck shop is going to be put through their paces this week with Kavu and Tagi, men mountain. And it's a very good start by Fiji at the scrum. The ball comes out the back as Falcon sends it downfield immediately to Adraki. He's under it nicely, looking to counter-attack, as is the Fijian way, as they get around the breakdown nicely. Ball coming out. Momadonu playing one out. Tagi's running wide. Looks like it might have been turned over here. Yes, it has. So the ball immediately wide, put on the foot by Tua, and Tua looks for the touch line, looks for his winger, and the ball goes out on the far side here at Bond University. On the Bull Shark side, they call it here.
Yeah, New Zealand will, you know, be happy with that exchange. The Tuadraki was actually really well positioned for that first kick. You know, Tian Falcon is well known for his tactical kicking, and but decided to take the run option. There is a bit of a breeze favouring the New Zealand side, so maybe Fiji will look to run it out of their half a bit more.
Yeah, we've got an injury down early on in the match, so the teams will get a quick break to get a bit of water. As we mentioned earlier on, both sides are up for this match. Who do you think is going to be the difference here for either side? Dalton Papali, I think he's a big, strong runner of the ball, and he's their loose running option, isn't he, for New Zealand? And, of course, Rabuka, that match up there, the 6-on-6, it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Yeah, that loose forward battle across the board. Obviously, Dalton Papali, got some real leadership about him. Was in the team as an under-19 player last year. Plays across the back row, and I think that's Luke Jacobson again. He was outstanding in Manchester last year. Ball carry, offload, and I understand Tom Christie, the sevens, really impressing in the camp. So a real good balance to that New Zealand back row. But we certainly know the capability of the Fijian back row. Bogadrao was part of that Fijian secondary schools, and I'm watching him play, and he had a real presence last year.
It'll be interesting to see at the set piece how they combine the half and the big number 8, see if they're going to put any little plays off the back of the scrum on and try something different. At the moment, they looked a little bit one out in that early exchange there, the Fijian side, a little bit disjointed, I guess, but that'll come with the game.
Yeah, I think that's right. With it, I'm not sure how long the Fijian side have been together. But I know the New Zealand team came together a week or so ago. So, look, some of those combinations will be a bit rusty, and I'm sure they'll be just looking at how different people connect, and maybe keeping it fairly simple to start with, and build into their game.
Yeah, so the clock says on the far side, 38-15 down the stoppage time. Will cease now, so as we go back to the play, it'll be a Fijian line-out, so they'll look to be tested early on. This big pairing of the locks for New Zealand almost spoil the ball there as it comes to the back. Advantage being played. They pick and drive. It was Bogadraw. They go behind this time and looking to clear some space. It's not the best clearing kick. It's held up in the breeze. Oh, almost taken on the chest. Will Jordan went up for it. But the advantage was played to Fiji there.
Yeah, I think that breeze is a bit stronger than, just watching some of the flags here and listening to the locals. Apparently this is quite a windy day for them. So it is going to be hard to exit, especially and pretty dangerous to be kicking open out of your own 22 there.
It's great weather for a long board off Burleigh. I'm told, up on the Gold Coast at the moment. Nice wind, nice breeze. So if you get a chance out there, Tony, get amongst it, mate, as both sides here are getting amongst it, and that's a nice little touch finder, getting them up towards halfway. You see at the back of this line-out, Tagi, he is a monster. Goes to the top, and again, that's a nice set piece there, but short arm, unfortunate there for Fijian side. New Zealand looking for the quick one, but they'll play caution to the wind, and they're going to go for the scrum here. Interesting move.
Yeah, and I think, while both teams will see it as a test match in their own right, and they'll certainly want to try some stuff. It's, I suppose, the long game is that preparation for the Junior World Championship, and just building through, getting into their systems and seeing where they're at, really.
So again, a scrum tested. Ryan Loxton doing a good job up front. That's a nice little gain there by Whanganuku. Quick ball recycled, flat ball now. Tua tries to get away and gets them up about 30 out. Papali this time taking a few with him. Good run by Papali, the vice captain. They go the short side. Here's Tui again. Nice little short ball. They have space, but it goes to ground. Jacobson trying to push the pass there, but it's going to be called back for a penalty. Big advantage played there.
Yeah, I think the New Zealand team will take some confidence out of that. They look quite organised. You saw Papali carrying. We spoke about him. Tamati Tua, the centre in the game a couple of times, and that's something that Tamati's really good at. With his height, he gets through the contact and is a really, really capable offloader.
So they're going to take the points here, and Tian Falcon, a very good kicker of the ball, gets them pretty much anywhere, as do most New Zealand kickers. I think it's ingrained from primary school, isn't it?
Yeah, look, and Tian's played, Mitre 10 Cup level already down in the Hawke's Bay. Trialled really well in the build-up, and like you say, he has got a very strong kicking game.
Of course, Barrett had the duties last year. Not playing here today.
No, but still eligible.
He struck that, and he has struck that nicely. So the score now 3-0 in favour of the New Zealand under-20 side. So good structure shown by the New Zealand side early on. Will it be a thing for the entire tournament that they go with? Do you think, can you see them getting looser if the score goes out a little bit here?
Yeah, I think the coach will be looking for them to stick to their structures and get that discipline and really work hard on getting those processes right.
Well, Captain Jacobson with a very good return there. Kicked back infield, but there's plenty of Fijians there. Oh, Tui comes up with the ball, gets around one, puts it back on the inside. Ledger can't come up with it then, so it's turned back over to the Fijian side. Exciting stuff. The ball back, plenty of pressure on the kicker. And again, looking to counter-attack early on here. Nareki looking to counter there, but all diving over there, the Fijian side. And that will be a penalty in kicking distance, but I think they'll go for the line here.
Yeah, the New Zealand team using the short side to really good effect already. They've found that they've had numbers. They've gone down there a couple of times. Little kick through, and Tamari Tua probably with his third or fourth offload, but it didn't quite come off this time.
Yeah, the midfield looks very dangerous for this New Zealand under-20 side at the moment. Ledger, his first touch there, he juggled it, did well. But you can just see that's probably where it's going to open up for this New Zealand side as they do elect to kick.
So yeah, obviously pretty keen to take some reward for good play.
Looking to stretch the lead to 6-0. As he comes in, he strikes the ball and he strikes it nicely. And the flags go up again. So the score moves to 6-0.
Well, it doesn't look like goal kicking is going to be an issue, does it? Geordie Barrett set a really high standard last year, and Tian's just struck those so well.
Yeah, certainly no shortage of kickers. That's a nice restart there by Batitu. Gets it downfield. Oh, nice run there. Pops out the back. Play on, says the referee. Advantage being played now to New Zealand. As they juggled the ball, they look to reset, realign. Good hard run there, met by some tough defence for Tom Christie. The box kick comes out as Parapara gets them downfield. So they look to counter here, Fiji, and they do just that. Tuadraki gets a ball behind him, chips it over the top. Taken nicely. There was nobody home there. The option may have been to kick there for Jordan, but he chooses to settle. Here's Christie again. Getting involved early. They go short side again. Ball offloaded. Tui was on the outside, but they went inside to the captain, Jacobson. Oh, nice line run there. Little flick pass out the back. Sauni sets the ball up nicely. Here they come. Falcon spreads it wide, and this could be trouble. Here's Ledger, gets the ball out. And nicely covered in the end. Oh, he gets the ball down. No, the flag goes up. I thought Nareki might have got the ball down in the corner, but in the end, the flag went up by the touch judge on the far side.
Yeah, good cover defence because there was some really, really good play. New Zealand really getting that continuity and that balance right in terms of the carry and the offloading. Thought this was a try for all money. That's a great cover tackle. He's
only just put his foot out there.
It's no mean feat that. Tima Whanganuku, He had a really strong Mitre 10 Cup last year with Tasman, and he's certainly going to be one to watch.
And my apologies there. There was Nareki on the far side. Whamanuku taken into contact there. Bogajaw. And again, ball comes back to clear and kicking against the breeze. It's no mean feat and gets them up to about the 22. So now New Zealand with a good opportunity to get the first try here in this match. With just over 10 minutes down here. The ball comes to the back. Maybe not straight there, but referee says play on. Coming around the back. Nice set move there. As Papali takes them very, very close. He's almost over. They pick and drive. Held up. Good goal line defence there by the Fijian side. And that's a penalty. Or is it a try? Yeah, they pick and drive and they get the try. No one knew what was happening there, Tony.
No, I'm not sure who it was because I think he's lost his jersey in the process.
I think it may be Soundy, is it? From the back?
Ryan Coxon.
Yeah, Coxon it is.
Yeah, just working the back of the line out there. You know, good throws, tough conditions, you know, to be playing. And JP Soundy's hit Jacob Pearce down the back and, you know, then they've got the roll on from there.
Yeah, well worked set piece move. Coaching staff, Craig Philpott will be extremely happy with that one. The coach always love it when a plan like that is executed, especially at this level, Tony.
Yeah, and like I said, with limited time, yeah, I think they can be really happy with the opening stages here. You know, they're offloading sort of game. They're certainly playing with a pretty positive intent.
Yeah, and you can see behind the try line there, the New Zealand players getting a bit of attention. Getting a bit of a rev up there. They're certainly not out of it. They need to control the ball, work some phases and get up the other end, that's for sure. The score moves to 13-0 with 13 minutes gone. Where do you kick this, Tony?
Yeah, they've probably struggled with some field position, although, you know, they had a bit of success on the early contestable one.
Well, that's a nice high restart. As it comes down to it, he wanted nothing to do with it. And Fiji come up with the ball, nicely stolen there by Uluna Nikawadrada. And we'll come back now for the knock-on by the New Zealand side. So it's a Fijian feed, and they are dangerous from anywhere on the park, particularly within the 40-metre zone.
Yeah, they are, and you know, it's interesting that probably the game being a little bit more open has probably suited the New Zealand guys at the moment, but this is probably Fiji's best attacking opportunity of the game so far, with a bit of field position.
Oh, we hear the referee there, and the referee getting amongst it. They're all amongst it there. There's jabs, there's bibes, and the short arm comes for Fiji. Always looking for the quick tap, and of course they take it. Taking on the New Zealand side. The ball comes wide now. Almost a forward pass there. Momidonu did well to keep the ball in hand. And it comes back now. It's stolen, so unfortunate there. The Fijian side couldn't hold on to it. It's a very big clearing kick. And it looks like he held up in goal there. So the Kiwi contingent comes down the field. But it's going to come back for a restart here. And Butitu, he needs to kick deep here, Tony.
Yeah, a bit disheartening for them there. You know, first opportunity to attack, and you know, especially with Falcon and this wind, you know, any sort of error like that's going to be punished, and you're going to be playing out of your own half again.
That ball comes across field and bounces out, so decent result there. And the fact that New Zealand couldn't contest the kick. It's Soundy now. Oh, nice throw to the back and just not communicating there. The line out and it comes back for Fiji, but it's called for a penalty. I wasn't sure what that was there. Offside by the looks of it. And be interesting to see. Yeah, they're going to go for goal here. So still playing to the structure of the game plan and playing as if it's a 0-0 game at the moment.
Yeah, look, and I mean, you can only suggest that they really respect this Fiji side and probably have got their own view on what the win might be worth. Maybe they feel it's going to get a bit stronger and maybe they want to get a decent lead, and that I think is a show of respect for the Fijian side.
So Falcon. He comes in, he strikes it nicely again, and the flags, of course, they go up. So Falcon 3 from 3 here. And the score will move to 16-0 in favour of this New Zealand side, who are probably favourites for the tournament, Tony.
Yeah, talking to them this morning, I don't think they're taking anything for granted. They certainly respect the three teams they're going to play.
Well, almost coming down there was Suawa, but now New Zealand have it. And immediately they go out to Nareki on the wing. Playing nice and wide here, and here's Sowney with a good run. Breaking the ad line, and Falcon with a little cross-field kick there, and almost on the fingertips. Whanganuku just couldn't come away with it there, but they do come away with the ball, the New Zealand side, as it goes out wide now. Sam Slade, he's a big body out there, hard to put down, and makes a few metres. Now playing out the back is New Zealand, and here's Nareki again, one-on-one, but it's going to be called forward. I thought it was a line ball there.
Yeah, and that's probably the only disadvantage of playing with the wind when you're playing as flat as New Zealand are. Those balls can drift forward. But again, you can see them really deliberate in terms of getting through their process. The wide ball by Falcon, and probably just floating forward, I'd say. Anyway, the referee and touch judge, they were there on hand to see it. I don't know. The referee adjudicator here today, Mitch Chapman, he'll be marking that one down with a question mark maybe. I picked off the back, looking to get the big arm free. It was Bogadro. He's played well so far. And now kicking over the top. Probably needed to keep it in hand. There was Batutu as they step and weave up the field. Will Jordan positioned nicely again. Looking to counter-ruck here and a loose carry. So Fiji with some nice work at the breakdown. They come up with the ball. Looking to pick and drive there. As Kavu takes it one out. And again, the one out. Mayanava Nua. And that's going to be a penalty. It's in kicking distance. Quick tap taken. Matawalu still going. Looks for the inside ball. Finds it. Rabuka. They're about 7 metres out here. Matawalu goes wide. They're taking in contact. They need quick ball here, the Fijian side, as they go to the left. Flat ball. Oh, I just can't go with it. But it's going to be called a knock on. Tuadraki, the fullback, ran a very good line there, Tony. Yeah, he did, and they'll take some confidence out of that. I think they probably got a second chance there after a poor kick. They're not going to be able to afford to, give New Zealand the ball that easy. The kicks have either got to be contestable, or they're probably better off just holding the ball and putting New Zealand under some pressure.
Yeah, probably playing a little bit disjointed as well. Little one out. They're not as organised, I guess, as you'd like to see them. But the tournament's going to go on, and we'll probably see that change as they're looking to mark up here. The New Zealand side, they've got 3 to the short side. As Falcon comes flat, they go wide to Ledger. Ledger will put it on the foot. He's got a big boot, and he shows it there and finds touch over the 10, over the 40, and deep into the Fijian half. That's a great clearing kick, Tony.
Yeah, and that's, Auburn Ledger's played a lot at first five. Good left foot, so that gives the New Zealand guys, plenty of kicking options through 9, 10, 12, 15, and using Auburn's big left foot to the advantage there.
Well, we saw last year it was almost a kicking duel between Barrett and Ledger on who could kick the furthest. I think Barrett last year kicked it almost 70 metres on the fly.
Yeah, and then they had, Perifetta and VAR in there as well.
And that ball, not straight there, unlucky for Vugakoti. He's had everything on the money so far, but the breeze has certainly picked up again here at Bond University. You can see the flags on the touchline in front of us, Tony.
Yeah, tough old night to be a hooker sometimes.
Well, they're all tough old nights in the 2 jersey. The ball comes in, they go wide straight away, looking to exploit it. Falcon gets the ball off the chest. There's a bit of open space now. Turugavola gets caught. They need quick ball again, but a little knock-on found by the referee. Turugavola, he looked quick there, but unfortunately he was run down.
Yeah, took off there, and unfortunately just a bit of panic at the back of the ruck. And they weren't able to capitalise on that.
So just looking now, the New Zealanders have the ball. They're very flat again. So you'd expect it probably to go to Ledger. Just to settle it up, and then they'll realign and reset and look to play down the field here, Tony. Ledger takes it. Oh, nice hit in the middle. Batutu. The diminutive fly half gets underneath Ledger there, and the ball almost out on the full too, so forcing mistakes. Good line speed shown there by the Fijian side, and that was the hit of the day.
I had to have a look at his number because Batutu, he's not shied away from any of the physical stuff. He's been in trying to steal the ball, and a good shot there. Not normally what you see number 10 leading in that area.
So here they go again, the Fijian side. They get it right this time. Oh, it bounces off the hands there of the New Zealand player. Goes backwards. So now the New Zealand side. It was a nice throw there by Vugakoti. In any case, bit of stoppage in play again.
Yeah, straight hand coming through there, and Fiji will have to watch that discipline. Otherwise, you'll find that the scoreboard will just keep ticking over, and they can't afford to let this game get too far away from them. New Zealand, it's only one try, and it's just been those penalties that have given the 6-point lead.
Yeah, the defence has certainly been impressive, hasn't it, by the Fijian side, especially, I guess, the line speed, putting pressure there on the inside backs there. Matawalu, he's certainly been in and around the rucks as well for Fiji, but now here they come off the top. Looking to drive on with the maul. It's going to be hard to defend from this far out. As they keep going, they step. It's controlled at the back nicely. They're very close. As the ball goes down, it comes out the back. They'll pick and drive again. They're close. And again. Can the Fijians get under him? And they drive it back. Nice try-line defence again. The ball goes out to Ledger. Ledger under the posts. Nice try. He picked the space. He called the ball and went under the sticks.
Yeah, and it was a decent grab above his head to take that and control it down. But, good work by the forward pack. Luke Jacobson taking the line out and just, they've earned that one. The big boys up front have done a job. Some really good pick and goes by the big men there. And then Auburn Ledger with a wide receiver take and in for the touchdown.
He got up, didn't he? And it's one of those ones you take and you've got your eyes shut because there could be a rib rattler coming, but he was free of the defence and got over for a try.
He's certainly a skillful player. His dad would be happy with that. His dad actually played a lot of softball and baseball for New Zealand, so he'd be happy with that grab.
And the flags go up there, so again, 100% record for Falcon. And the Fijians just taking their time to come back. And everybody loves a bit of Fijian time. Tony. Of course, the Build-Corp NRC, the Fijian side, to be part of that this year in the Australian competition. Very good opportunity for Fiji to be part of that national competition here in Australia.
That's fantastic, and it just gives another level of player exposure to touring and travelling and sort of those full-time opportunities.
So this ball kicked deep this time into the New Zealand half. There's not much pressure, and the kick comes away nicely. And someone in the crowd takes it, and the crowd goes up. It's bounced off that big chest of his, and the ball thrown in. And obviously a former hooker in his old life because it went in nice and straight out of the crowd. So
well, it's probably the cleanest catch we've seen too. Probably the aerial stuff's probably the messiest part of this game, but not in the crowd.
Well, the ball comes. Oh, look at the hands there as the ball comes wide. Targi, the man at the back, it came out. He basketball passed it out. It was impressive. And here he is again, taking a couple with him. Oh, he slammed to the ground, and the big hand hits the ground in disgust. And they've turned the ball over again now. And New Zealand have a good chance as they go wide through Falcon. Tui. Here's Will Jordan with a bit of space on the far side. Cuts inside. Looking to go wide. They're calling it. Everybody wants a piece of it. Here's Ledger. Goes wide. The captain, Jacobson. Still on his feet. Naraki, and he's over. Oh, the flag goes up. But it's a penalty, I thought. He got over for a try in the corner there. As we look at the replay, well, I think he got that. I think he got that one.
Well, I think you see there, just that's what I think New Zealand like to see. Offload from Jacobson.
As we slow it down. Oh, that touch, Judge. He's on the spot, but he's also in the way.
Yeah, hard not to give that. Sorry. But I think what you saw there is that's I guess where I think you see where the All Blacks get it. That we've made the New Zealand team have made a break down the right hand side. The wing is calling for it. And the ball goes to the number 7 and the number 1, and in a lot of teams that would cause the whole thing to break down. But just that confidence, that catch pass, and that's something that they would have been working a lot with Corey Brown around the skills.
Well, every All Black's born with a 10 on his back, and they either end up as number 7s or 10s, isn't it? Isn't that the general rule?
Yeah, well, look, and part of that's inspiration, isn't it? And we've had some fantastic players in those positions over a long, long time. So, it's not surprising.
As we see there, 10 minutes in the bend for the foul committed. So I won't be happy with that one. As we get some great shots here on rugby.com.au. And of course, streaming worldwide for our audiences. And a great initiative by Oceania, of course, Australian Rugby, New Zealand Rugby, Fiji. At the moment out there playing. And of course, Samoa rounding off the tournament. That match coming up directly after this from 7 p.m. the kickoff. So stay tuned. As the ball comes out now. Para feeds wide. Jordan goes over. A nice try there. Will Jordan, the fullback. He's been looking dangerous all day, and he slices through there.
Yeah, and it was Will Jordan's break that got them down here in the first place. You know, really comfortable on the ball here. Good wide pass off the scrum there. Will Jordan, he has to score when he doesn't give it. And he's looked really, really comfortable and composed so far.
Yeah, certainly his positioning as well. As we see the crowd there, as the sun goes down behind us. It's a healthy crowd. There's good numbers on the far side too. I'm going to say 1,200.
I'm hopeless with crowds, but it's a lovely spot, isn't it? You know, I was really impressed driving in. It's some facility.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And with the creek on the far side, full of bull sharks. There's been many a student at Bond University lose a limb over there. As we go back to the action now, Falcon. He's 100% so far here today. And he strikes that one. It's still 100% as the flags go up again. So the score will move to 31-0.
Tian Falcon, ace goal kicking, makes it 30 points to 0.
As Fiji, again, soaking up the clock.
Yeah, probably just need to, compose themselves, probably feeling like the game's getting away from them a little bit. Man in the bin, scores mounting up. They really just need to try and be as accurate as they can and get through to half-time now.
And the crowd urging them to get over. They want to see the Fijian style of play. This one is a shorter kick. It's going to trouble the New Zealand side as Tui knocks the ball forward. And Fiji is going to come up with it. They look to go wide straight away. This is the Fiji we know. As Batitu. They go wide again, looking to use the short side, and the pass is pushed, and somehow they come up with it. Chuadraki puts it on the foot there, so now New Zealand come up with it. Parapara does well, puts his body on the line and recovers that ball there.
Yeah, I think you might find that there was Tom Christie in there pilfering the ball, and Fiji are going to need to make sure, at the moment they're probably just playing as individuals now, sort of throwing the ball and people are carrying and the support's not there. And, when you've got guys like Christie and Papali and Jacobson around the ball, that's not going to be enough.
Well, Tom Christie, he's been in everything here today. He's been an outstanding asset here in this squad. As you mentioned, this back row certainly wouldn't look out of place in future years to come and higher honours.
And I'm sure you'll see a few come through. It's certainly been a breeding ground for future All Blacks.
Well, Nareki coming off his wing and taking a hit up midfield. And that is holding on, so a rare penalty for Fiji here. Let's see what they can do with it here. It's an ideal spot. They'll no doubt go for touch.
Another good tackle by Botitu there. He's defended really well through that channel. Fearless.
As that ball kicked downfield and just making it into touch out of the grasp of Nareki there.
Yeah, just struggling to time the ball a little bit at the moment. Kicking into the wind can be difficult. Not
he went for distance, didn't he?
Yeah, and also just with your drop and control onto the foot, it's always a little bit more challenging.
Ball coming off the top. And again, their captain, Jacobson, getting them on the front foot, and another good clearing kick. But nicely fielded there by Turugavola. Turugavola taking it infield and met in a very heavy tackle there by Coxon. The ball spits out, and the gap opens up. Vugakode couldn't get his legs to keep going. Here's Kavu. Kavu goes down the short side. Short ball played, and this is better stuff by Fiji. They'll look to go wide, but they just run out of room there. Saval, the inside centre, standing in at fly half. They pick and drive again. Digging for the ball as Matawalu goes wide, and there's the big man, Tagi. Almost getting the ball loose, looking for the quick ball and a knock on. So Fiji, they showed good temperament there, and unfortunately at the last instance they had a bit of an overlap and just couldn't complete.
Yeah, and it was just doing simple things, but they had really good energy. They had good numbers at the breakdown. You know, they looked enthusiastic, and you could see them just building some confidence. And while I think we all expect Fiji to offload and throw everything around, I think maybe they're better off just building through some phases like they did there.
Yes, certainly. It's a carnival atmosphere at Bond University. Of course, game day is next Tuesday and next Saturday as well. It's a week-long tournament with the 4 teams in a round-robin series. So I urge anyone listening out there on the Gold Coast, or indeed Brisbane, Byron Bay maybe, come up and have a look at some great rugby, some great under-20s, international standard rugby here. And you see the crowd there, everyone looking on intently. A couple of the Australian players. They're up next here at Bond University, of course, live on rugby.com.au from 7 p.m. Of course, Sam Phillips from rugby.com.au will be joining us in the commentary box for all his thoughts in the second match. Stuck in traffic, coming down from Brisbane, I believe, but he will be here on time. Otherwise, you'll have to do a double shift here, Tony. I'm sure you want to go and check out the local sites here on the Gold Coast later on.
Oh, I'm certainly looking forward to the next game. You know, a few of the boys from our area in the Samoan side, you know, 2 or 3 that actually trialled unsuccessfully for the New Zealand side. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how they go.
As we see now, Rabuka getting ready to come back on the field. The Fijian player was sent to the bin for repeated infringements. Oh, good scrum by Fiji. They're a man down and they're pushing them backwards. Nice clearing kick again. Finds open space as the ball bounces and they counter-attack downfield. He was outside the 22, so unfortunate there as the ball skews off the side of the foot over the touchline.
Yeah, another strong kick by Tian Falcon. He regularly hits the ground. And, you know, what we know is when you hit the ground with those long raking kicks, it's very hard to, you know, create anything in a kick return.
Oh, that wide ball there. Para finding Naraki, and Ladger goes up the midfield again. As Jacobson comes around the corner, they go out wide to Falcon. Falcon steps off the right, almost finds a bit of space. And again, Batitu coming over the top with some heavy defence. And they drop the ball out wide. It's play on, is it? No, the referee has called it back.
You see there again the skill set, you know, with Nareki, you know, how late he was able to pass that at the line, and Auburn Ledger hitting a good line and giving some really good go forward.
So we're coming towards the end of the half here, and not that it's got stagnant, but it's certainly New Zealand well in control at 30-0 up. And we expected them to put in a good showing, but it's been not a dominant showing, but it's very structured so far by this New Zealand side. And they've been playing to their strengths, and their coaching staff will be very happy as they go down the short side. The Fijian side have the ball, and it comes back now looking to get the ball out as we see 40 minutes on the clock now. So there'll be a bit of stoppage time to be played, but they'll counter-attack in. Use it. Oh, look at that again. That man, Batitu, coming off with an absolute clanger. It didn't stick. And New Zealand still on the front foot. Falcon with the ball outside to Ledger. Ledger with not much to work with. Inside ball. Falcon picks up. And Falcon takes them forward. They're all calling for it. It's on out to the right if they can get it out there. Nareki. Nice ball. Coxon picked up and driven. Here's Sowney. Gets them ever so close again. Looks like they may have turned the ball over here, Tony. And that is not the best clearing kick as Falcon. He'll have a bit to do, and nicely taken again. This time was Tarragavola. Lined him up perfectly. And here's Sowney taking them forward, midfield. Nice ball by Jordan, out wide, and here they go. That's a try. Papali running wide will score leading into the break. And it's not what Fiji would have asked for there.
No, the two guys we spoke at the start of the game, Jacobson and Papali, combining like they did last year down that right-hand side. JP Sowney with a couple of really good carries. And you see here just the finish. Again, it's that skill set, simple draw and pass, and a good finish.
Almost coming off over the top again, Batitu with the cover. He's been strong. He's been the shining light for the Fijian side in the first half.
Yeah, he sure has. And look, they got the turnover on JP Sowney's carry to the goal line, but sometimes the worst place you can end up with the ball is in your dead ball right next to the goalpost, and obviously struggled to get a decent exit kick out from there.
Yeah, this is going to be the toughest assignment here for Falcon today. Right on the touchline, on the far side of the field. Not his favourable side, I guess, if he has a bad side. And we'll see. Coming towards the break. How he shapes up here. And he strikes it, and it goes directly towards the post. And that one, unfortunately, is waved away. And the Fijian side, they think it's half-time. But we might get one more play in here with a bit of injury time. The official scoreboard clock says it's time over, and as does the program clock, but they're going to play one more here, and they might be just playing back-to-back. So the restart, it's a short one, and it hasn't gone 10. So that will be half-time there. And the kickoff, in the end, was unnecessary. We're going to go to half-time, and quickly with your thoughts and what was the best?
Yeah, look, I think what I was really impressed with is, for their first hit out, just how clinical the New Zealand side were. They certainly got through their structures, and I was really impressed. But they also had plenty of ambition with their offloading game as well. And obviously, Tian Falcon just, makes a massive difference when you just keep adding those extras, and he's goal kicked superbly.
He certainly has. We're going to take a quick break now and come back with all the second half action for our viewers at home on rugby.com.au. Well, here we are, everybody, for the second half here. New Zealand are taking on Fiji in the Oceania Under-20s tournament. And I tell you what, the first half, it was a very dominant display by this New Zealand Under-20 side. Their structure, is the highlight. With us, Tony Hanks, the General Manager of High Performance for the Auckland Blues. Talk us through it, mate.
Yeah, look, I think they did get through their structures well. They were quite accurate. Their offloading obviously caused the Fijian team problems, but also Tian Falcon's kicking, the long raking kicks into space. And that if the wind keeps up, he's not going to be able to do this half. So it'll be interesting to see Fiji's tactics, but also how New Zealand choose to exit.
Yes, and it was a very good, I guess the score being 35-0 defensive display for Fiji. They came off their line. New Zealand had plenty more opportunities to get over the line, but the defence, led by their number 10, Batitu, some of it, I guess the New Zealand players will be feeling it in the morning.
Yeah, they will be, and it certainly took time. They built a score through the boot of Tian Falcon, through Fiji's indiscipline to start with, and then it started to open up.
Well, the referee's ready out in the centre. It'll be Falcon with the ball. New Zealand running left to right, and here we go for the second half. Nice deep kick downfield as they look to play the ball straight away, and a good defence by the New Zealand side. Looking to play the ball upfield. As they come wide, the ball bounces for Batitu and cleaned up in the end. The Fijians playing off their own line, but they're driven back. Great defence by New Zealand, so it'll be a scrum early on. It's not what the Fijian side wanted.
No, certainly not the start they wanted. They would have been looking to exit and get some field position from that, and straight away they're under pressure again. Be interesting to see how the scrum goes. I felt probably in the first half that the team that was defending probably had the advantage. So we'll see what Fiji can put on the New Zealand team here.
Yes, they're definitely looking to put some pressure on here. This New Zealand side like to test their arm here, put some pressure on the scrum, but the scrum holds nicely for Fiji, as it has done all game. Para goes wide. Falcon, Ledger cuts it out to Jordan. Jordan hits the hole and goes over.
Yeah, good try. And, all coming together there, stable scrum. You see, again, we talked about Auburn Ledger's ability as a ball player in that 12 jersey, and another good line by Will Jordan, who continues to impress. Yeah, you see here, early ball to Ledger. Jordan runs a really nice line. The Fijian defenders gambled, taking everything, gone for the intercept there. And the pass from Ledger was on the button and had good speed to beat the defender.
Yeah, so the score's going to go out to 40-0 with Falcon. His kick, it's probably not the most difficult we've seen here today. He's only missed one, and it's been impressive, to say the least. But I tell you what, the distribution by Para, the quick ball that he's been given, the distribution and execution of the set play off their set piece has been amazing here for New Zealand here today.
Yeah, he has passed well.
Well, the wind's taken that across, and he can do no wrong.
It's been impressive, hasn't it?
7 from 8 as the score moves to 42-0. It's a great day out here at Bond University. Of course, if you do want to come out, get in the game here. Tuesday and Saturday are the other 2 match days. Get on rugby.com.au for all the information. That ball is kicked deep, and again, that breeze, you can tell it's pretty stiff because they were getting some very good clearance on the kicks early on, the New Zealand side. And that time, didn't get the ball away too far, just probably about to the 30-metre line.
Yeah, it certainly shows how strong this wind is picking up. The flags are really going for it now.
So be Vugakote with the ball. Comes in, they go towards the back, and oh, nicely taken again. Targi's the go-to man, the big Fijian. As now they look to wind up. And they'll pick and drive here. This might be their best effort. They go again. And nice defence there by the New Zealand under-20s. As they keep going. The ball's turned over. The short side's on, and Falcon was calling it, and in the end it came out too slow from Parapara. And that's going to be called a high tackle there. Just crept up by little Nakun Vajra.
Yeah, and those are just those little things that hurt you in tournaments like this. You know, the Fijians were in a really good dominant position defensively there, had New Zealand under a bit of pressure, and they've just let them off with a loose tackle.
As that ball comes down, and we're going to see a bit of rain come here down at Bond University. Of course, we're out in the open, so I expect to get a little bit wet. Tony?
Not what I expected on my trip to Gold Coast.
Unless you're tasting salt in your mouth. That ball comes off the top, and here they come now, Fiji. Can they conjure something up? As they go towards the halfway, the ball comes around. They keep the ball alive. Good passage of play there. Sawawa taking a ground on the far side as they look to set up back towards the middle. Now they go back shore side. Batitu. Good line speed shown by the New Zealand under-20s. Oh, look at that nice ball, and great hands there shown by the Fijians as they go wide. Number 2 on number 2. It was hooker on hooker, and they both collide, and it's going to be called back now for a penalty. Good passage of play by Fiji.
Yeah, and they certainly take some stopping, don't they? You know, it's probably that one, just again, you know, we've talked about the New Zealand team's ability post-tackle. You know, Fiji just can't afford to be light in their support play.
So now the New Zealand side, they've got a spring in their step. They're going to look to play forward here. Whanganaku coming through the centre. Nice run. The big right winger gets them well and truly on the front foot. They go wide. Jacobson can't offload. Parapara goes wide, and there's space. And they're over Jordan for his third. Well, they just went quick and played hard.
Yeah, look, and it all came off the initial carry by Tima Whanganuku. And, you know, it was no mean feat. He got through Batitu, which not many have managed to do. And then again, it's just the forwards take over and really good passing. You know, that catch pass, they make it look simple. You know, and as we know, when you watch a lot of rugby, it's not that easy to do at pace.
Yeah, definitely. Certainly the speed. And I guess Parapara's got a lot to do with that. The distribution, again, it was so quick. The execution, it was exemplary. It's as good as you'll see at any level.
Yeah, and I think the inside backs have operated really well. But again, what impressed me there is, you know, it's the little things that this New Zealand side are doing today. You know, some of the clean out is just allowing, you know, Parapara to have that clean ball, and you know that's what a halfback wants. You know, he wants that clean ball where bodies have been cleared away and the ability just to clean it straight off the ground, and he's done that really well.
Well, even the ground announcer's happy. He said, what a kick. We've all signed. The crowd goes up, and that is marvellous, isn't it? That is unbelievable.
It's certainly been, you know, we can keep talking about it, but it's certainly been an impressive, you know, goal-kicking display, and not in easy conditions, you know, both with and without the wind. The wind is certainly a factor. So, yeah, it's been outstanding.
Yeah, he's kicking into the wind at the moment as Bertitu has the ball, looking for the restart. They will go deep this time. Oh, nicely taken there. Whanganaku looking for space. Here he goes, Whanganaku. He's got space, and he puts the grubbing kick through. The chase is on. Harrison was the man chasing there, the number one. Probably not the flight-footed back you wanted on the back of that one.
Oh, he showed some toe, though, didn't he? Maybe he's looking for another one on his jersey.
Or a zero, maybe. There's this man here, Falcon. I don't think he's going to give up his position too quickly. Oh, loses his footing there. Little dance, little shimmy, little flick pass. And Jordan backing up nicely as they keep the ball alive on the far side. They come to the right. Nice hands again. Here's Harrison. Harrison now to Coxon. Drawing and passing. What can they do? Oh, nicely tackled by Turagavola. He's been good on the right flank. Here's Jacobson, the captain. He stood up when he's had to here today. Ledger now. Ledger with space outside and inside. He goes himself. As the ball comes out, turnover by Fiji. There's nobody at home. Falcon is forced to turn and chase. He's going to have to get on the ball. He does just that. Oh, ducks under. Good awareness shown by the fly half. As the ball knocks forward, and now Fiji with a chance down the short side. But it's going to be called back. It'll be a scrum. As we might see a whole bunch of changes here. Now for this New Zealand side. As we look at the replay there, oh, he only just got under that one. And then the flick pass comes out the back.
It's one of those ones, if any lower is in trouble.
Well, he could probably hear the feet pounding, and they've pretty much cleared the entire pack here, the New Zealand side. So players to watch out for here coming on. Anua, he's a future superstar, I'm told, by people who know, more so than me.
Yeah, he's outstanding. Look, the other one is Isaiah Walker Leawere. He was a big part of the team last year. He played very, very well in ITM Cup for Wellington. So he's a returning big lock out there in number 19, and I'm sure he'll be looking to get involved pretty quickly.
Oh, the scrum has lost nothing since the bench was cleared. Falcons also come from the field.
Yeah, and he's been replaced by Sharan Matoe, who's still under 19, so straight out of school, and so he's been 3 years up with us in the Blues 18s in King's College, and he's gone home to Taranaki, and big things are expected for Sharan, and it's great to see him get an opportunity today.
So for our viewers out there who don't know, I guess the grassroots and the progression system for the New Zealand sides, they start at schoolboy level and work their way through to provincial. Is that how it works?
Yeah, look, the school space has become really big for us now, and both in terms of interest and schoolboy rugby's regularly on TV, and a lot of young players are getting contracted younger and younger now. So yeah, there's certainly a real focus around that schoolboy space.
As the ball's kicked into touch, it's not found touch. I don't think the flag didn't go up. So now Fiji, this is how they like it. The ball comes wide. They've got a bit of an overlap here. And here they come. Taragavola, he's quick. We know that. And he's tackled from behind. And it's a nice clean out. The ball goes out in the end. It's going to be a Fijian ball. Will Jordan tried to force the turnover there, and he was taken out, and some very good clean-out work there.
Yeah, showed incredible bravery. I think there was 3 Fijian cleaners coming, and all their eyes lit up seeing the fullback over the ball, but he stuck to it. Fijians making a few changes well, and the man out there at centre with no number is Salamoni Takania, and he was actually at school with 3 or 4 of the New Zealand boys at St. Kitts, and he's certainly one to watch.
Yeah, Darren Alangi as well. He's come on into the second row. He's a big, tall player here. Ball off the top and immediately called upon was the replacement player. Digging for the ball. Running wide there, Wanaka-Udra. Oh, picks it up from nowhere. Bogadrow looking to link up out wide. He gets the big arm free and again, disjointed. But they do look dangerous when they can piece it together here, the Fijian side. The crowd are willing them to get over the line here. Still early in the second half. Kavu. Tuadraki calling for it on the short side. The ball's held up at the breakdown. Comes free now. Is Tagi. He's been a handful every time he's touched the ball. They'll pick and drive here, Fiji. This is their most dangerous play of the game. The pick and drive, close to the line. They go again, almost getting through. Now they go wide. There's space. Can they use it? They might not need to. Tuadraki pulled down 5 out. As the ball's going to come all the way back for a penalty to Fiji. What do you do here? Do you take the scrum?
Yeah, I think they have to. They've got a bit of momentum now, and at the end of the day, no, they've decided they won't get rid of the donut.
Well, points are points. So 49-0. They've decided to take the 3 points.
It's actually interesting to see what New Zealand have done with their back row with the changes of bringing Jacobson off and putting Adrian Choate on. They've effectively got 3 players that all prefer playing number 7. So I think you can expect plenty of heat on the ball post tackle.
Dare I say, are all the breakaways going to be offside then? Now, it's been a very good performance. I guess Tom Christie, he has led it at the breakdown, hasn't he? And Jacobson also strong on the turnover when he was over the ball.
Yeah, really complement each other well, haven't they? They've linked well when they have, and then you've had Papali lead the line speed and defence and carry well in those wide channels.
Well, Baditu, he has got the first points here for the Fijians with 56 down, and the score now 49-3 in favour of the New Zealand side. So this could be the comeback. Well, this could be the start of some more points at the very least for the Fijian under-20 side. A little bit of confusion there, but taken in the end on the far side cleanly and nicely. So Fiji, good chance now to put some pressure, but they're going to decide to kick the ball, and the ball goes downfield, and the back 3 now set. There's Nareki playing in the fullback spot. Now the fullback Jordan has it, and can't find Ledger on the inside, but takes it himself and sets them up in some nice field position here. The ball stolen. Matawalu, good distribution there by the halfback. Tagi standing wide. He's calling for it. He wants it. And he gets it. And he goes wide. And Batista just floats the ball out to nobody. So I believe it's Matau on the far side with the turnover. And here comes New Zealand. Ball wide too. We haven't seen too much of him in this second half. He had a very good first half, and they steal the ball again, Fiji. So New Zealand a little bit casual there, the breakdown as Nareki comes back, but they're flying onto it there, Fiji. But just beating Batanivu, on the far side.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a couple of there's a highlight clip for Luke Tuggy, the big tight head prop for Fiji. What a left-hand pass, you know, it was sharp, it was wide, and then it was him that was over the ball and got the turnover. So he plays 10, he plays 7, and he anchors the scrum.
And he's done an exceptional job of anchoring the scrum here today. They haven't gone backwards at all at the set piece with the New Zealand scrum. Renowned for its structure and its dominance. As Tui takes the ball up this time. Floated out wide. Nareki. Whanamuku is pulled down. They play out the back again. Here's Ledger. Ledger goes wide. They're bundled over the touchline in the end. Just the structure's gone a little bit from this New Zealand play here, and they're playing a little bit too lateral at the moment. Bogajaw goes wide. And here he comes. Turagova. Oh, and the crowd, they're disappointed. He was away. He pulled up. I think if the referee didn't blow his whistle, it would have been close, that's for sure.
Yeah, and because the whistle's gone, Tom Christie probably won't get the credit for what a fantastic chase, you know, pulling down a winger there. But, yeah, New Zealand just a little bit loose at times. A lot of subs have come on now. JP Sauni and Will Jordan have get a well-earned break. They've both played well. JP Sauni's carried really strong at hooker, and obviously Will Jordan's been very accomplished and at the back, and also, you know, finishing with the 3 tries. But what that does is it brings on a Safra Amua, who we talked about earlier. You know, and we have a bad habit of talking up young players, but this is a kid that deserves it. He is an outstanding prospect, and young Caleb Clark, who's still under 18, is out on the left wing.
He looks very quick. He slotted into outside centre there before and didn't look out of place there. He's long, he's rangy, and he looks very tough to put down on the far side. Yeah,
played a lot at centre, and obviously his father, Ronnie, was a very accomplished All Black centre.
A little grubbing kick in behind. Number Barley cleans up for the Fijian side. So not rolling away. It'll be a Fijian penalty. 49-3 the score for the Oceania under-20s tournament. It is the first game in the series, and it promises to be an exciting series. The best of the best in Oceania under-20s, and of course live on rugby.com.au. For not only your under-20s action, see all your action live at rugby.com.au. The eminent voice in Australian rugby. So it'll be a Fijian throw here as the New Zealand side drop a couple out of the line out. Off the top. Wide and just goes in front of the man there. Knockback, says the referee. And here he is again, Tagi. He's a crowd favourite, and he takes 4 or 5 with him. As the ball comes out the back, gets good body position too. What can't he do? As the ball kicked over the top, and it'll go over the touchline. He's looking for a try, isn't he, Turugavola? He's threatening down this left-hand flank.
Yeah, and he's run hard, you know, throughout the 60 minutes of the game to date. He's worked really hard, been really keen.
The short arm.
So hasn't Tuggy come into his own in the last sort of 10 minutes? He's in everything. He's having a great time.
Yeah, every time he looks like he's going to touch the ball, the crowd half rises in anticipation here at Bond University. And the crowd's definitely built as well coming into this second match here, Australia versus Samoa.
I think people are starting to realise too, you know, that you know, there's a lot of players out here that, you know, will be featuring in Super Rugby and International Rugby over the next year or two. So great to see them, you know, an important part of their development stage.
Well, it's a great part of not only Australian pathways, but pathways across the Pacific and New Zealand. This level of experience, it certainly bodes well for future representation.
I think the other thing that we've certainly experienced back home is, this was probably perceived as a bit of a warm-up tournament, for the big one, but there's certainly been a shift in that these are certainly recognised as test matches in their own right now.
Yeah, definitely. I know, speaking to the Oceania officials, I know they're intent to grow the tournament throughout the region as well, which will be well received by everyone involved, and that comes off the top, and there he is again, Toga! I'll tell you what, if the crowd's not excited every time he touches the ball, we are. As Vuga Cody takes it, and there's a little gap. Maganavanua. Almost getting through there, the lock. He's been busy all game. They need to get the ball out to this back line here. Kavu picks and drives. Looking to get on the board still, Turugavola. The ball's held up there. They're going to have to do something with it, the Fijian side. And there he is again, over the ball, Tagi. And they come up with the steal again, Fiji. Calling for it out wide. They need to get it out there. They pick and drive. They may not need to. The short side, they've turned the ball over. The short side was where they had to play. And that ball is kicked into the breeze. And the breeze, get your sail out because you are flying home, Tony. It's picked up. It's about 40 knots.
Good sailing weather. Oh, look, and Fiji will take a lot of confidence out of the last 10 minutes or so, and you just see when a few things go right, their energy levels just lift. Isaac Kavu there putting real kick pressure on and giving them an opportunity with an attacking line out here.
So 2 huddles is, I think it's Turugavola down. Maybe not. Coming from the field. We'll see the replacement there, is Bolatolu. This wind is really coming through now at Bond University. It's almost as if we're in a wind tunnel in our position here at the grandstand, Tony. Don't know about you.
Yeah, you certainly...
It seems not to be worrying you.
We're used to this.
The ball coming off the top. So Fiji, can they put something together here? As they reset, they realign. It's a good defensive line out though. There's that man Tagi again. Togi. Looking to get the ball back, and unfortunately, great defence there by the New Zealand under-20s.
Yeah, it looked like Farrell and Papali getting in there, locking it up, and there was no way they were getting that to ground.
Yeah, Papali, he's been strong, hasn't he? He's run wide here on a few occasions. Looks dangerous. What do you think they do here, the New Zealand side? Do they look to get the ball out of here with this stiff breeze or keep the ball in hand?
Yeah, well, look, a lot of the New Zealand teams will play a phase or two and then assess and try and get a decent kick-in option out.
And here's Ledger now. Ledger, as you said, looks to truck the ball and get some space and just as he kicks it, the breeze dies off and he gets some good distance on it. Do they go for the quick one? No, they don't. He's fooled everyone there, Turugavola.
They'll be happy with that as an exit, and really good carry by Auburn Ledger. And just provided a nice platform for Carlos Price and Sharan Moatawi to get them up to the 40.
We've got just a little over 10 minutes remaining here. And that ball goes to the back off the top. And they go wide. And Ledger comes up with it in the end. Forced to go back. There's Clark on the far side. What can he do? Didn't really get a chance to wind up there, but still makes about 10 metres off some scrappy ball behind him. Now they're playing one out here, New Zealand. Oh, the inside ball. That was sublime stuff as Jordan came back on the angle. So penalty. Diving over the Fijian discipline. Just letting them down on that occasion, Tony.
Yeah, a bit of concern now. Our man Tangi's down at the moment in that collision with Adrian Choate. He's not looking too comfortable.
Well, he's gone through a mountain of work, so let's hope he can get back out there because he's been a very good stint in this second half, hasn't he? He's been in everything. He's passed, he's run, he's cleaned out, and he's turned the ball over.
Yeah, he's certainly earned his dinner tonight. He's put a real good shift in, and like you say, he's actually showed some real skill around the finer points too.
Well, it's almost as if his fly half and he had a body swap at half time, and he's taken over for where Batista left off in the first half because he was in everything. And he's been a little bit starved with the ball. He's been pushed out a lot of the time to inside centre as well. That's where he's standing at the moment as we see Navabale, he's standing in at fly half for the Fijians.
Number 18, Apakuki Naivana-Walu has gone on for Fiji.
So Naivana-Walu comes on as well for Fiji. Replacing Tangi. As they come across field now, looks ugly, but they're going forward now. As they drive, they go back the short side. Clark, he's taken nicely and some good defence. And that is a penalty to New Zealand again. So the game just slowing down here a little bit as players looking to adjust, Tony, to the changes.
Yeah, and I think that's why Papali's called the scrum here. Just let this group, with all the new subs, get a bit of rugby, just get a bit of control, and see if they can carry on from what the starting team set out at the start.
So it's a New Zealand feed as we come towards full time. As they look to play the ball quick again. Dumming, can't get there. So now the opportunity to pick a drive, it presents itself, and that's a try.
Looks like it might be Tom Christie, and he certainly deserved his try today. He has worked tirelessly with and without the ball.
Yeah, he's probably been the best out on the park, hasn't he? As we go to the replay here, almost slicing through.
Yeah,
was
Carlos
Price.
Yeah, good strong run. Defence slipped off to Caleb Clark.
Yeah, Tom Christie was the man with the ball, as you mentioned.
Well, he hasn't been far from it, has he? So not surprising.
Yeah, probably been, if you were to pick a man of the match, he's got to be up there.
Yeah, he'd certainly be in there. You know, I thought all the New Zealand loose forwards, you know, the pack in general, I just thought set a really good platform, and you know, they set piece has been pretty good. You know, I'm sure obviously the conditions have been difficult, but I think they've generally called pretty well. You know, Parapara played very, very well, and you know, Falcon just put on a display that we've become accustomed to with rugby players wearing number 10 in a black jersey.
Well, the referee urging the New Zealand players to get back into the field of play. They're just taking their time now. 56-3 is the score. So now the ball kicked, restarted up towards the 22. Oh, losing it in the lights there. Whanganaka, he thought it was going to be taken by the men in front of him, and at the last moment, they all lost it in the lights, and nobody caught it. So Fiji, with probably their last opportunity here to get some points on the board up the end of the New Zealand under-20s half.
Yeah, certainly the restarts probably haven't been as tidy as New Zealand would like today. You know, that's probably been an area that they'll focus on for the next one. Looked like they were trying to put a dummy pot up there, and team that wasn't quite expecting it or lost sight of the ball as it was coming over.
So that's a penalty. So Fiji will see what they want to do here. And they're going to take the shot. Good decision. Coming towards full time. 56-3. Well, because for and against, of course, they still want to come third, don't they, in the tournament? Well, they can still come second if they... We don't know what the other two sides are going to be throwing out. And, of course, the game coming up next at 7 on rugby.com.au. Of course, live on their Facebook and Oceania's YouTube page. And, of course, live on rugby.com.au. We're excited for the upcoming match. And, as you mentioned, a fair few players from the Samoan side trying out for the New Zealand side. And, of course, our viewers out there would have seen a lot of the Super Under-20s competition this year, and all those stars jam-packed in this side. Now let's turn back to this game here for rugby.com.au. Batitu, this wind is coming across field now, so he's going to have to aim out wide and let it come around. As the ball comes off the tee.
Two replacements going for Fiji are 16 Simi Navutu and 17 Emmanuel Naviva.
So Roni Naviva comes on as well in this break. Takes the step and he's aimed wide. It is coming around, but not enough. So the kick unsuccessful. Clark's on the outside. Can they use him? Yes, they can. Here he comes. We've been waiting to see him open up. Support on the inside. Oh, it's thrown 20 metres into Choate, and I would have liked to see him back himself there, Tony.
Yeah, I think actually Caleb was on the inside and Tamati Tua made the break that looked very, very similar. Yeah, Adrian won't be happy with this one. You see Tamati here getting on the outside. You know, maybe the option was Caleb. He was probably covered. But certainly Adrian will be disappointed with that opportunity to get the ball in some open space.
As we go now, the scrum is packed. It's set. Fiji standing very flat. Ball almost bouncing back into the feet. Picked up off the back nicely. Quick ball is what they need, and they get it. Kick over the top. And it's going to go rocketing into touch there.
Yeah, not
really
sure
should have kept the ball in hand there.
Yeah. I think potentially the intent was for that kick to be sort of contestable. Just got too much on it in the end.
The ball off the top. As they go wide. Here's Ledger. Ledger well performed in this New Zealand backline, playing the full game as well. Of course, Jordan getting the hat trick. Oh, almost intercepted there, but space out wide. Here's the new one. Bumping one off. Bumping two off. And still going over the halfway. And that's why he's got very high praises on his game. He's built for it, isn't he? He's a tank.
Yeah, he certainly is. And you got a snippet there of why people are talking about, this kid. And, he was part of the team last year and played the role off the bench to Captain Lenny Apasai. And every time he came on, that's just part of his normal game now. You'll see that in every time he's playing. And he just loves the game and always has an impact.
Yeah, he made an impact there. A couple of bruised Fijian bodies. As we see the yellow card came out just before as well. So they're a man down again.
Yeah, and that discipline's going to be really important, through tournament play. As you see, when you're playing a team, like New Zealand, it's hard enough with 15, let alone putting yourself under pressure with a couple of sin bins.
Ball off the top. Now they go wide again. Little grubbing kick in behind, trying something different there. The New Zealand 20 side, and getting around there was Turugavola. Looked dangerous every time he's touched the ball, and that time he came from fullback. Ball on the ground, it's got scrappy, and now the New Zealand side with plenty of chances to get another try on the board now. Ledger is absolutely screaming for it. He gets it. Oh, the Fijian side up in the faces. There's Tui. And he gets the ball back to. He goes towards the try line. He gets the ball away, and over for his seconds, Tom Christie.
Yeah, again, Tom Christie, we've said his name a lot. Some good composure there. Auburn Ledger under pressure. Salamone Takanea, who he plays with at Counties, saw an opportunity to try and put him away, but he got the ball away and freed it into that wide channel. And Tom Christie again, like every good seven, in support.
Yeah, he's certainly shown all the qualities of a good number 7 here tonight. And expect to see more throughout the tournament. Of course, live on rugby.com.au and this Oceania under-20s.
Yeah, some nice controlled offloads at the end of that, and I think we saw a lot of that from New Zealand in the first half. That offloading game, causing the Fijian team a lot of trouble. Tamati Tua again, and I think that's potentially a real feature of this side this year. The likes of Jacobson and Tua and these guys, very, very comfortable offloading and contact.
Yeah, so we've got a bit of stoppage time again. But we won't see too much time to play after this. Probably about a minute remaining, according to the match officials. The rugby.com camera has just hit the deck down there. It's been a great first game production on rugby.com.au, of course. Thanks to the production team from Bar TV Sports as well. As this ball comes down off the chest. And again, the meters are quite easy now for this New Zealand under-20 side. As that ball comes out wide, Whanganukau looks for the flick pass, doesn't get it, picks it up and goes himself again. Good awareness. Oh, the ball's dropped there. And that's going to be a scrum.
Yeah,
so we've got 10 seconds of injury time left. And we'll see this scrum set as a replacement coming on the field. There's Vugakodia with the man in the bin. They need a replacement front rower. And Turugavola is going to leave the field as the winger. So he's had a good game, Turugavola, on the wing.
Yeah, he has. He's worked really hard. His energy's been good. He's, you are looking for things like effort. There's been some tough patches for them, but he's really he's never given up.
So New Zealand really driving on here as they look to play wide and the ball goes behind. That's a penalty.
Safar Amur was adamant that they were going to have another crack. He wanted that line out. He wants another phase of play.
So here they come. Can New Zealand get another try, which could potentially see them almost hit the 70 mark? It's been a dominant display by the men in black, and here they go out wide. There's a bit of space. Inside, outside, and here comes the New Zealand under-20 side. So picked up by Fiji, chipping over the top. Interesting play. The thought was there. Chipping in behind on the far side, close. And that will be game over. Thanks very much, Tony Hanks. We're going to get ready for the next game. Who was the best out there for you?
Oh, too many to pick today. Look, I really liked Tangi and Patitu for Fiji. But I thought from New Zealand's point of view, quite a complete performance. And I think probably Tian Falcon just pulling the strings in that first half. Real nice control from him and Parapara.
Well, coming up next is the big match, Australia versus Samoa. Stay tuned on rugby.com.au, live on Facebook, live on the rugby.com.au site, and of course, Oceania YouTube channels. We'll catch you in the next game. Of course, I'll be joined with Sam Phillips. So stay tuned, everybody.
Try at 63 points to 3, and that is